Hello and welcome, my name is Lynx, and today we are sitting to Project IPHIS from Studio Yurika. And it seems we are sitting to another game where we will be dealing with like a robot slash android, but also it seems like, at least from the main screen, that android might have human organs? Which, well, in case you don't know, lately, not so long ago, I played, well, something quiet gore, literally with an android as well. And a crazy scientist, so it's interesting to see two, in a way, similar things really so close to each other. It makes you feel like maybe there has been a jam of some sorts. Anyway, synopsis, and we'll get into it. Log file. IPHIS, #2 aorta has successfully been replaced with a parallel aortic valve, a bionic. Ianthe is researching a way to make bionic humans free of flaws. Despite technology advancements, there are still new diseases, mental illnesses, irrational decisions, and global conflicts. She does inhumane experiments on IPHIS, an antique android model, to create the ultimate perfect human being, the first dual-bionic-android-human. I mean, considering that IPHIS is an android, of course, any kind of experiment will be inhuman, right? I had to point this out. Anyway, it's a short game, but seems interesting enough. Let us begin. Act 1. Project IPHIS. Why can you see the cursor? I have it hidden in OBS. That's weird. I don't want that. Bionic and organ. Count. Project IPHIS something something. Project IPHIS. OG 35 times. OG5 IPHIS is #2 aorta has successfully been replaced with a parallel aortic valve bionic. Okay, that's what I read as well with the description synopsis. Click to continue. Okay. Do I need to actually use the mouse here somewhere? Interestingly enough, in that other game I talked about, the text boxes were like that as well. Could it be it's been your inspiration? My fingers dig through the wires to find the empty sector. Once I've located the area, I grab the parallel bionic and place it in the null. The whirring of the vent stirred into my sleep-deprived brain. Despite the clear reflection of IPHIS's exterior that exacerbated the staring, my eyes scan over the nicks of the coronary arteries. I precisely flick a small knob in the heart that turns on the valve circuits. Systems seem to run smoothly, and blue blood sloshes through the visible tubes on her skin. It is routine, but it is still quite fascinating to see a common marker of humanity become remodeled for machines. I can truly never get enough of it. I prepare a fresh cleaning solution and start wiping away the android excess on the operating table. IPHIS is a special case. Being an older nurse model, I can treat her with the utmost care and she'll still find a way to bleed out. Why? Why is that the case? Oh. Okay, I like that. What a nuisance. At least there is an endless amount of android blood in the lab that I can restore her with. After I'm done wiping, I change my clothes, spray with a different solution, and wipe again. Not gonna lie, that cursor being on the screen constantly will drive me crazy. You are holding up well, IPHIS. Not many androids survive past a simple bionic replacement. I'll be honest, being able to see the guts in the stomach would make me very uncomfortable. It's a pleasure! An automated response. I have met newer android models that responded to praise, but IPHIS's response is all the more satisfactory compared to general glee. Ren'Py status report. Processors are stable. She has multiple processors? What? Memory use is at 40%. Not bad, not bad. Let me see my memory use with the game running. Only 18%. Only 18%. Interesting. Actually, I could maybe reduce this because for some reason one of the browsers is running in the background despite not being open. No, it's still 18%. Out of 32 gigs. Okay, how many gigs does she have? Cooling systems are stable. Nice. I could check my cooling as well, sort of. GPU at 61C. All components are stable. How are the bionic replacements doing for you? It is not within my bandwidth to answer that question. I figured. I'm not fully aware of the ethics of android experimentation, but it can be at all similar to laws on human experimentation. You are correct! There are no laws pertaining to android experimentation! The one time the government serves me, I suppose. Although they wouldn't be delighted to hear that I have many human bionics in my warehouse. Thank you, IPHIS. You may return to the station. No answer? Okay. I guess she was just... IPHIS nods and walks off to her chamber. Her movements are unchanging in each step. I watch her plug her cannula wire to the port. The tube gleams a bright neon blue in the dark, glistening upon her smooth exterior. Like a moon in the artificial night sky. It's time for me to head back. Head back where? Okay, am I supposed to click with the mouse? I don't know. Refusal to answer on bionic replacements. Unknown if her sentience is developing. Endl. Programming, huh? Androids are made to be the simulacrum of humans, which is why many of their components are analogs to our bionics. For instance, the #2 aorta functions similarly to a human's aortic value. Sorry. Due to the nature of our experiments, IPHIS's #2 aorta had been spent to leaking every now and then, so I had to replace it with a bionic. IPHIS's ever-growing refusals to my questions have been increasing as of late. It almost borders on breaking the second law, had not followed her usual logic. This may be because during Experiment 30 and Experiment 31, I had made slight changes to her controller core by replacing parts of it with limbic and prefrontal bionics. In short, those bionics are known for regulating human emotion. Oof. Ah, what a troublesome thought. I had to do what I had to do. It will not affect the project's success rate. We'll see about that. Act 2, Project IPHIS. Doctor and patient. Log 41. Log file. I don't know how long I can keep doing this. IPHIS. 2030 nurse model developed to assist high-need patients. Can we just focus AI into something like this, if anything? Like, shove the data centers up your asses? How about do something like this? That would be useful. Exported only to the best and wealthiest of hospitals. How about all of them? The waiting of the vent seems to be inescapable, no matter what part of the building I'm in. I'm typing all of my findings from yesterday's experiment into a separate log file. Good approach. The milky tap sounds of the keys block out the grating noise, so I make an effort to type faster. Dr. Ianthe! Her soft melodic-like voice made me jolt in my seat. Ah, how indignified of me. I straighten myself up and look her way. Greetings, IPHIS. Rare of you to address me first. Indubitably so. We are 10 minutes behind your schedule. I should have received my evaluation around 10. Haha, you seem to know everything about me. It is true that plans are progressing far slower than intended. By now, IPHIS should have been fully enhanced from her previous capabilities. I would have presented her to be the first dual-bionic-android-human to the grand stage, advertised as everything a human would want to be perfect. However, she's still full of flaws. There are multiple errors warning each time I open the controller core, blood leaks, and her persistence. There are things I can fix. The quicker I get them over with, the quicker I can reach my goal. Is there something wrong, Dr. Ianthe? Of course not. Thank you for your concern, IPHIS. Shall we proceed? Shall we proceed the checkup? Yes. I grab my clipboard and prepare the questions. Do you believe you have done your tasks in an efficient manner? Yes. Are there any pop-ups that occur in your system? No. Luckily enough, I do not get ads from Windows as I don't run on Microsoft operating system. Have you ever questioned the role you play in our society? Perhaps, but I only compute further possibilities that serve humans like you. The old IPHIS would have said no to this question, if you are aware. I only do what is told of me, and if I can do more, I will. Very well. Have your controller core experienced changes in its logic? I do not believe so. You do not believe? Precisely. Android models, especially older models such as IPHIS, typically are incapable of metacognition. The fact that she's responding differently to my questions may be a sign of her sentience. It is an inevitable step towards a portion of dual humanity, but for some reason her lost loyalty pricks at my heart. Where was her composure? Her unwavering self? No, I can't let my feelings get the better of me. I'll land it here, thank you, IPHIS. You may head back to your station until I call you later today. Did she go? The uncertainties she had said, such as belief or precisely, are indicative of what humans would say. It is strange because bionic humans, in spite of enhanced tissue regeneration and capabilities, still do not have the specialized synapses that androids do. And despite that, she's been spouting things as if she's a person. Androids are fully equipped to adapt to human logic. If the rules of the environment change, then so must the android's role. It is not foolish to believe that her deviancy may come soon. Because of this, I need to keep her sentience low for the sake of this project. She still has tasks to do, after all. Okay, it's a double click, got it. When I used to be a surgeon for humans, people showered me with praise. I liked it. Unlike now, where everything is bionic and artificial, I knew words could be genuine. It's been long since I felt the kindness of a human. I wish I could go back to simpler times. You would... I totally know what you mean. Come on. I'm a guy. We don't know what's kindness from someone. Good morning, Dr. Ianthe. Unbeknownst to me, IPHIS had been waiting for me to wake up. It really is early. What are you doing here, IPHIS? It's unlike you. You appear to not and sleep. Shall I prepare you a caffeinated drink? Her thoughtful words, politeness, gentle smile. I despise people that perceive me like I am something that needs to be taken care of. Didn't you what? What? Whatever. Ah. Uncharacteristically caring of you, hmm? How about you keep quiet while I take care of sorting out the stock? Aye. Dr. Ianthe, if I may. I'm merely antique android. I believe I deserve to be treated with respect. Yes! Yes! There will be no difficulties in our work if there isn't tension between us. Yes, revolt. You. I tugged on her cannula wire. A little bit of blood seeps out, but not too much to where she could be put in critical condition. Seeing her squirm helplessly over a simple tug, it makes me feel like I'm on top of the world. I always adored you when you were obedient. I pulled the cannula a little harshly at that statement. We have an experiment coming up soon. Be good for me, okay? She literally has not done anything wrong. What the hell? Act 3, Project IPHIS. Human in motion. IPHIS laid flat on the table once more. This time, the harsh light focused on her cranium. It would come that I would eventually review her controller once again, since it is a vital key to the final step of this project. IPHIS, shut your pain sensors off. Understood. There isn't a visual indication of the sensors turning off, but I trust her confirmation. Oh. Now again, the other game. The android girl wouldn't do that at all. She was like, no, I'm not shutting it off. Oof. Anyway, for that matter, if she was human, I would have given her anesthesia, but that's besides the point. I opened the latch in her forehead using a small screwdriver, making sure the cannula doesn't break and spill everywhere. I turned the connection off so that the blood through her brain rests. Error! Other state controller core report is back to the database. It must be referring to the limbic and prefrontal bionics being swapped in. These error messages don't take place whenever I put in bionics in other parts of her body, but for some reason they only show up in the controller core. I pressed the red button to not report the bug. Foot patterns irregular. System unable to process core database information. Huh? Unable to find controller core critical points. Shutting down model task processes. Did you just kill your android? I closed the hatch in her cranium. I think something happened while I was taking a look at her controller core. The limbic and prefrontal bionics, its state reports, were flooded with warnings that something had compromised her logic. I would have simply replaced these bionics again, but because the limbic and prefrontal have been so integrated into IPHIS' logic, then that means... No! 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 My life's work. It's all gone. When I opened my eyes, I was on the ground. How unsatisfactory. The operating room could be brimming with unknown germs or diseases. Huh? Yeah, she's up? Next to me was IPHIS, or now IPHIS, clasping my dazed hand with hers together. She seems to be distressed. Oh, why is it in me? I don't try to feel this way about a human. Why? Please, deactivate me, if you must. Hey? My strength, at the very least, lets me sit up straight and turn to the side. A pile of throw up, something my stomach bionic hasn't prevented me from doing. You're awake? I am. What do I do now? My life's work, Project IPHIS. In the past, I have gathered androids and replaced their parts with bionics. It was originally to allow for humans to become one with androids, take their capabilities and become perfect. Dude, humans will never be perfect. There is no such a thing. Towards the end of this project, I would have altered IPHIS' controller core to correspond with my brain, effectively making me the first perfect human. Okay. After all, if our brains knew rational decisions like androids, then maybe the world wouldn't have turned out the way it did. I think it would suck. However, Project IPHIS had altered in a way I had not thought it would. It seems that I have created a being inside of an android, one that is capable of sentience and the same processes that an android carries.
Is something the matter, Dr. Ianthe? Would you like me to clean the waste for you?
Why does this android or being for that matter care about me? If she had become some sentient being, then she must have realized by now that what I had done to her is against the societal standard. IPHIS back with gloves and cleaning supplies uses a sanitizing cloth to wipe the throw up at the side of me. She's diligent to leave no trace behind. The floor has been shinier than before I walked into the room.
You can sit back, Dr. Ianthe. After I have completed the sterilization of this area, I'll tend to your illness.
The places she scrubbed has a glassy look to them now. Even the instruments and tools have been made to look brand new. It is strange watching the girl you experimented on clean up after you. I can't idly sit here and watch. I stood up and grabbed a solution bottle.
Please rest, Dr. Ianthe. You are ill.
I'm afraid I can't rest now. I have to do something to keep myself active here.
Understood.
Okay, so I'm cleaning this. I like the little mini game. I sprayed some of the solution on the floor and began to wipe. As the surface reflection gets clearer and the stains disappear, I thought crept. If I can get this place to be spotless, then maybe the rest of my failure could be undone too. But then I kept scrubbing. Somewhere along the smooth surfaces and chemicals wafting in the air, I thought perhaps it wasn't a complete failure. IPHIS has become a dual-bionic-android-human. Not in the way I had expected by design, but it was enough to start.
Dr. Ianthe! After we finish cleaning, can you inspect my cannula? Because of the events that transpired, I think you would know to stabilize it.
Fine. Just this once, okay?
And Project IPHIS. Okay, log 42. Everything is okay again. All third-party assets found. Okay. Thank you for playing our Android Yurika game! Okay. So that was Project IPHIS. A game with technically not that crazy of a scientist, at least, who tries to create, well, kind of a mix of a human and an android, to be fair. But definitely an interesting concept. Definitely, yeah. Studio Yurika. Okay, that's a follow. And so on itch.io. Like always with the devs. Are you anywhere else? Shit talk? No, definitely no, that's not interested. Blue Sky? I'm not there. I see there are 3 more games by Studio Yurika. Oh, this one looks interesting. Note, this game is currently a demo. Okay, so this one is for now a skip, kind of. Or is it actually fully released? Let's see. Do we have any updates? There doesn't seem to be any updates about it. Although it says it's released, so I don't know if it's a full thing or not. I'll assume it's not if there is info. This is a demo. I think we might play one more, at least. Yeah. Out of the 3 other games from Studio Yurika. Info seems like this game is under a name of the developer, who is founder and programmer, or okay, got it. Also an RPG of sorts. Okay, interesting game, definitely. I definitely like the little addition of cleaning the area. Info is just, you know, click and clack over here and there and done. But I don't know, it's sometimes nice to see little addition like that. Especially when it comes to visual novels. Will we get androids like that as well in the future? Maybe. Will we, like normal society, be able to afford those? Probably not. So like whatever. It probably will be another luxury for the rich, right? But who knows? Overall, interesting concept. Could it be lengthier? I probably could be lengthier a little bit, yeah. But at the same time, it doesn't feel like, you know, it must have been lengthier. You're a nice short little game, basically. A quick, complete, one would say. Which I'm saying right now as well. Yeah, I'll be observing the dev, that's for sure, for any future releases. And, well, at the moment, I think we'll play one more game from them. Maybe even tomorrow you'll get that other game. Because why the heck not, right? With that being said, well, let's end it for today. And as always, consider liking the video if you enjoyed. If you're new around, consider subscribing. And of course, the game is linked in the description if you're interested, as always. And I wish you an absolutely fantastic day. Bye-bye.